Hello viewers, for today's video I have prepared and compiled 20 MCQs from the unit Hemodynamic Disorders, Thromboembolic Disease and Shock. So let's start. Question number 1. All are causes of edema except A. Lymphatic obstruction, B. Impaired venous return, C. Increased hydrostatic pressure, D. Increased plasma osmotic pressure. The correct option is increased plasma osmotic pressure. The categories of the causes of edema are increased hydrostatic pressure, reduced plasma osmotic pressure, sodium and water retention, lymphatic obstruction, and inflammation. Question 2. True about hyperemia is A. It is a passive process. B. It occurs at sites of inflammation. C. Tissues are cyanosed. D. It may result in ischemic tissue injury. The answer is B. It occurs at sites of inflammation. Hyperemia is an active process in which arteriolar dilation, for example at sites of inflammation or in skeletal muscle during exercise, leads to increased blood flow. Affected tissues turn red because of increased delivery of oxygenated blood. Ischemic tissue injury and scarring is seen in long-standing chronic passive congestion. Question 3. Gamma-Gandy bodies are typically seen in chronic venous congestion of A. Lung, B. Kidney, C. Spleen, D. Liver. Correct answer is C. Spleen. In chronic venous congestion of spleen, gamma-Gandy bodies are seen, which are firm brown fibrotic nodules formed as a result of organized hemorrhage with hemosiderin pigment and dystrophic calcification. Question 4. Heart failure cells are seen in A. Acute venous congestion of lung, B. Chronic venous congestion of lung, C. Acute venous congestion of liver, D. Chronic venous congestion of liver. The correct option is B. Chronic venous congestion of lung. Chronic pulmonary congestion is often caused by congestive heart failure. In chronic pulmonary congestion, the septa are thickened and fibrotic and the alveoli often contain numerous macrophages laden with hemosiderin derived from the phagocytosed red cells, and these macrophages are called as heart failure cells. Question 5. All take part in primary hemostasis except A. Von Willebrand factor, B. Platelets, C. Collagen, D. Tissue factor. The correct option is D. Tissue factor. In primary hemostasis, there is formation of platelet plug. The disruption of the endothelium exposes subendothelial von Willebrand factor and collagen, which promote platelet adherence and activation. In secondary hemostasis, there is deposition of fibrin. Tissue factor is released, which activates factor 7, ultimately leading to fibrin deposition. Question 6. Which of the following is a component of Burko's triad? A. Hypercoagulability, B. Endothelial integrity, C. Laminar blood flow, D. Hemophilia. The correct option is A. Hypercoagulability. The primary abnormalities that lead to thrombosis are, which are the components of the Burko's triad. These are first endothelial injury, second abnormal blood flow, which includes stasis or turbulent blood flow, and third is hypercoagulability of the blood. Question 7. The factor that inhibits platelet aggregation. A. Nitric oxide, B. ADP, C. Thromboxane A2, D. Thrombin. The correct option is A. Nitric oxide. The potent inhibitors of platelet activation and aggregation are prostacyclin, nitric oxide, and adenosine diphosphatase, which degrades ADP. Thrombin is a potent inducer of platelet activation and aggregation. ADP and thromboxane A2 are potent platelet aggregators. Question 8. True about venous thrombi. A. Grow retrograde. B. Occurs at site of turbulence or endothelial injury. C. They are also known as red thrombi. D. The veins of upper extremities are most commonly involved. The correct option is they are also known as red thrombi. Venous thrombi extend in the direction of blood flow, whereas arterial thrombi grow retrograde So both propagate towards the heart. Venous thrombi characteristically occur at sites of stasis. They tend to contain more enmeshed red cells and are therefore known as red thrombi or stasis thrombi. The veins of the lower extremities are most commonly involved in 90% of cases. Question 9. All are true about post-mortem clots except A. Gelatinous, B. Dark red dependent portion and yellow chicken fat upper portion, C. Lines of Zahn are prominent, D. Not attached to the underlying vessel wall. The correct option is C. Lines of Zahn are prominent. Post-mortem clots are bland and non-laminated. Lines of Zahn have grossly and microscopically apparent laminations, which are pale platelet and fibrin deposits alternating with darker red cell rich layers. Such laminations signify that a thrombus has formed in flowing blood in the antemortem clot. Question 10. Fat embolism syndrome is characterized by all except A. Pulmonary insufficiency, B. Neurologic symptoms, C. Anemia, D. Thrombocytosis. The correct option is D. Thrombocytosis. Fat embolism syndrome is characterized by pulmonary insufficiency, neurologic symptoms, anemia, and thrombocytopenia and is fatal in 5% to 15% of cases. Question 11. Vitamin K acts as a cofactor in gamma carboxylation of which amino acid residues in the clotting factors? A. Glutamic acid, B. Methionine, C. Valine, D. Lysine. The correct option is A. Glutamic acid. The enzymatic reactions that produce gamma carboxylated glutamic acid residues use vitamin K as a cofactor, and the vitamin K dependent factors are factor 2, 7, 9 and 10. Question 12. White infarct is seen in A. Kidney, B. Lung, C. Small intestine, D. Testis. The correct option is A. Kidney. White infarcts occur with arterial occlusions in solid organs with end arterial circulation, for example, heart, spleen and kidney. Question 13. Among individuals with recurrent deep vein thrombosis, the most frequent inherited cause is A. Prothrombin gene mutation, B. Factor V Leiden mutation, C. Antithrombin 3 deficiency, D. Protein C deficiency. The correct option is B. Factor V Leiden mutation. Among individuals with recurrent deep vein thrombosis, the frequency of factor V Leiden mutation is considerably higher, approaching 60%. This mutation renders factor V resistant to cleavage and inactivation by protein C. Question 14. Platelet alpha granules contain all except A. ADP, B. Von Willebrand factor, C. Fibrinogen, D. Platelet factor 4. The correct option is A. ADP. Alpha granules contain P-selectin, fibrinogen, factor V, von Willebrand factor, fibronectin, platelet factor 4, platelet-derived growth factor, transforming growth factor beta. And dense granules contain ADP, ATP, ionized calcium, serotonin and epinephrine. Question 15. Cells most sensitive to hypoxia. A. Neurons, B. Myocardial cells, C. Hepatocytes, D. Fibroblasts. Correct option is A. Neurons. Neurons undergo irreversible damage when deprived of their blood supply for only 3 to 4 minutes. Question 16. Most common cause of fat embolism is A. Soft tissue trauma, B. Head injury, C. Fracture of long bones, D. Burns. The correct option is C. Fracture of long bones. Fat embolism refers to the presence of microscopic fat globules sometimes with associated hematopoietic bone marrow in the vasculature after fracture of long bones, or rarely in the setting of soft tissue trauma and burns. Question 17. Which of the following factor on activation covalently cross-links fibrin? A. Thrombomodulin. B. Plasminogen. C. Plasmin. D. Factor 13. Correct option is D. Factor 13. Thrombin stabilizes the secondary hemostatic plug by activating factor 13, which covalently cross-links fibrin. Question 18. Red infarcts can occur in all except A. Testicular torsion. B. Solid organs with an arterial circulation. C. Tissues with dual circulation. D. Loose spongy tissues. The correct option is B. Solid organs with an arterial circulation. Red infarcts occur with venous occlusions, for example testicular torsion, in loose spongy tissues, for example lung, in tissues with dual circulations, for example lung and small intestine, in tissues previously congested by sluggish venous outflow, and when flow is re-established to a site of previous arterial occlusion and necrosis. Question 19. All are true about anti-phospholipid antibody syndrome except A. Anti-beta-2 glycoprotein antibodies play important role in its pathogenesis. B. It is characterized by venous or arterial thrombosis, pregnancy complications like recurrent miscarriages. C. Prolongation of partial thromboplastin time is seen in vitro. D. The primary form of anti-phospholipid antibody syndrome is seen in only 10% cases. The correct option is D. The primary form of anti-phospholipid antibody syndrome is seen in only 10% cases. Approximately 50% of patients with anti-phospholipid antibody syndrome have the primary form, and the rest occur in association with well-defined autoimmune disease, most commonly SLE. Although these antibodies induce a hypercoagulable state in vivo, they interfere with phospholipids and thus inhibit coagulation in vitro, thereby prolonging the partial thromboplastin time. Question 20. Which of the following is true about paradoxical embolism? A. It arises from arterial thrombus. B. It occludes the main pulmonary artery at its bifurcation. C. It comprises 2/3 of the systemic thromboembolism. D. It is a venous embolus which enters the systemic circulation through septal defects. The correct option is D. It is a venous embolus which enters the systemic circulation through septal defects. Rarely, a venous embolus passes through a interatrial or interventricular defect and gains access to the systemic arterial circulation. This is called as paradoxical embolism. I hope you find the video helpful. For more MCQs and video lectures, please subscribe my YouTube channel and do not forget to press the bell icon for notifications. Also like and share my videos. Thanks for watching.